Envious brother entangled with my fiancée immediately after our engagement. So I revealed to the whole. So, I'm Jake, 23M. The whole mess started when my fiancée CCE Rachel, 23F, decided to get cozy with my older bro, Mike, 27M, right after I put a ring on it. Rachel and I had been a thing for almost 3 years, but she chucked it all out the window for Mike the same night we got engaged. She fed me this line about being thrilled to marry me, then did a 180 and hooked up with my brother. I was gutted, you know. Ended things over text, changed the locks, and tossed her stuff out. She and I had been living together for a year. Everything peachy till she went and pulled this stunt. Thought it was the right time to pop the question, but boy was I wrong about that. Growing up with Mike was a real pain. He was the golden child, good at everything, while I was more of a bench warmer. Mom never played favorites, but it was clear Mike had the edge. I was skinny, not sporty, just me. Mike was the exact opposite, a real alpha jock type. Living in his shadow? Yeah, been there, done that. College was my escape. New place, new me, made friends, aced my classes. Mike and I drifted further apart, barely talked outside of family stuff. He had a rough patch with his business crashing and burning, ended up back home with Mom. Meanwhile, I was climbing up the ladder, no thanks to him. Then came the engagement. I proposed at our uncle's bash, thinking it'd be a blast. Little did I know, Mike was already plotting. Left early, playing the pity card to get Rachel's attention. And boy, did she fall for it. Next thing I know, they're cooking up plans to meet up, and they did. Found out while I was at work, Mike sends me screenshots of their chat, proof of their little fling. Sickening. Packed Rachel's stuff, kicked her out, and aired the dirty laundry to the fam. Cut Mike off, and they followed suit, except Mom. She's all torn up about it, trying to justify Mike's actions. Like, seriously? He betrays me, and she's making excuses? Says I should forgive him, be the bigger man. Sorry, Mom, not happening. Rachel's been blowing up my phone, begging for forgiveness. Nah, ain't happening either. She finally came to collect her things, looked like a mess. Good riddance. As for Mom, she's out of my life too. Can't deal with her siding with Mike. It's been a roller coaster, but hey, I'm better off without him. Time to move on, leave him in the dust. But let me tell you, life wasn't always so grim. There were moments of joy sprinkled in between the chaos. Like that time when Rachel and I went on a spontaneous road trip to the mountains. The air was crisp, the scenery breathtaking. We laughed, we sang, and for a moment all was right with the world. Or when Mike and I buried the hatchet for Dad's birthday. We shared a beer, reminisced about the good old days. It was fleeting, but it was there. And let's not forget about the time I aced that presentation at work. The adrenaline rush, the sense of accomplishment, it was intoxicating. I felt like I was on top of the world, unstoppable. Or when I finally mustered the courage to ask Rachel out on our first date. The nerves, the excitement, it was electric. I'll never forget the look on her face when she said yes, a mix of surprise and delight. And amidst all the drama, there were moments of solitude too. Like that time I sat by the lake, watching the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and pink. The silence was deafening, yet strangely comforting. Or when I lost myself in a good book, escaping to faraway lands and forgotten worlds. It was a welcome distraction from the chaos swirling around me. But through it all, one thing remained constant: me. I may have been knocked down, but I refused to stay down. I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and kept moving forward. Because at the end of the day, I'm the author of my own story. And no matter what life throws at me, I'll face it head on, with courage and resilience. So here's to new beginnings, to second chances, to life's unexpected twists and turns. Here's to me, Jake, 23M, forging my own path in this crazy, beautiful world. And who knows what the future holds? One thing's for sure, I'll be ready for whatever comes my way. It's been a while since my last update, and honestly, life has been pretty smooth sailing. I've been focusing on my work and personal growth, And it feels liberating to finally be free from all the drama with Riley and my family. I've realized that cutting toxic people out of my life was the best decision I could have made for myself. As for Riley, I haven't heard from her since she came to collect her things, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Blocking her and moving on was the best thing I could do for my mental health. It's amazing how much clarity you gain when you distance yourself from toxic relationships. However, there are moments when memories of our time together surface, like the time we danced under the stars at that beach bonfire, the warmth of the fire matching the warmth of our embrace. But those moments are fleeting, quickly fading into the background of my new, Riley-free life. Regarding my family, well, I've come to terms with the fact that I can't change their behavior or attitudes. I've accepted that they have their own issues to deal with, and I'm not responsible for fixing them. It's a weight off my shoulders to let go of that burden. However, there are still echoes of family gatherings past, like the laughter that used to fill the air during Thanksgiving dinners, the smell of pumpkin pie mingling with the sound of clinking glasses. But now those echoes are distant, drowned out by the sound of my own independence. As for Adam, well, he's still struggling, but that's not my problem anymore. I've moved on and I have no desire to engage with him ever again. He made his choices, and now he has to live with the consequences. Yet, there are moments when I catch myself wondering what could have been, like the time we sat on the rooftop, sharing our dreams and fears as the city lights twinkled below. But those thoughts are quickly dismissed, replaced by the realization that I'm better off without him. Overall, I'm in a much better place now. I've learned to prioritize my own happiness and well-being above everything else. Life is too short to waste on people who don't deserve your time and energy. So here's to new beginnings and leaving the past where it belongs. But amidst all the newfound freedom, there's a sense of nostalgia, a longing for the familiarity of the past. Yet I know that I'm on the right path, carving out a future that's uniquely mine. After everything that went down with Riley and Adam, I had a lot of time to think about what happened and how I felt about it. At first I was really hurt and angry, but as time passed, I realized something important. I didn't need either of them in my life. Sure, losing Riley was tough. We had been together for years, and I thought she was the one. But the truth was, she showed her true colors when she hooked up with my brother. And as for Adam, well, he had always been a thorn in my side. His actions just confirmed what I already knew. He was a selfish jerk. However, there were moments when memories of our time together lingered, like the way he used to laugh, his eyes sparkling with mischief, or the warmth of his hand in mine on cold winter nights. But those moments were overshadowed by the betrayal and hurt he caused. But you know what? I was better off without them. I had my job, my friends, and my uncle who had always been there for me. I didn't need toxic people dragging me down. Yet there were times when the void left by their absence felt overwhelming, like the silence after a storm, deafening in its emptiness. But gradually, that void was filled with newfound independence and self-assurance. As for my mom, it was hard to accept that she was taking Adam's side. But I realized that I didn't need her approval either. I was my own person, and I didn't need her validation. Still, there were echoes of her voice in my mind, urging me to reconcile, reminding me of the bond we once shared. But those echoes grew fainter with each passing day, drowned out by the strength of my resolve. So, I moved on. I blocked Riley, Adam, and even my mom. I focused on myself and my own happiness. And you know what? Life got a whole lot better once I let go of all that negativity. However, there were moments of doubt, moments when I questioned my decision, wondering if I had made the right choice. But those moments were fleeting, replaced by a sense of empowerment and liberation. I don't regret sending those texts to my family. It was a wake-up call for all of us. And now, I'm living my best life without Riley, Adam, or anyone else who tries to bring me down. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. Yet there remained a flicker of hope in my heart, a hope that someday things might be different, that wounds might heal and bridges might be rebuilt, but for now I was content to focus on the present, leaving the future to unfold as it may. As I looked back on everything that had happened, I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief mixed with lingering anger and hurt. Riley and Adam had betrayed me in the worst possible way, and I had done what I felt was necessary to protect myself and expose their deceit. But now, as I sat in my quiet apartment surrounded by the remnants of a relationship shattered by lies and betrayal, I couldn't help but wonder if I had done the right thing. My mother's words echoed in my mind, her attempts to justify Adam's actions and guilt me into reconciling with him. But I refused to bow down to her manipulation. I had been through enough already, and I wasn't about to let her or anyone else dictate how I should feel or act. However, there were moments when her voice haunted me, a whisper in the back of my mind, urging me to reconsider, to give Adam another chance. But I pushed those thoughts aside, knowing deep down that I could never trust him again. As the days passed, I found myself slowly letting go of the anger and resentment that had consumed me. I focused on my work, throwing myself into my projects with renewed determination and passion. And with each passing day I felt a little lighter, a little freer from the weight of the past. Yet there were nights when sleep eluded me, when the memories of betrayal replayed in my mind like a broken record, refusing to let me forget. I still missed my mother, despite everything, but I couldn't ignore the fact that she had chosen to stand by Adam instead of me, her own son. It was a bitter pill to swallow, but it was one I had to accept if I wanted to move forward with my life. Sometimes I would catch myself reaching for the phone, wanting to hear her voice, to seek solace in her words, but I always stopped myself, knowing that it would only reopen old wounds. And move forward I did. I surrounded myself with friends who supported me unconditionally, who stood by me through thick and thin, and slowly but surely I began to rebuild my life, piece by piece. Yet there were moments of doubt, moments when I questioned whether I would ever truly be whole again. But I pushed through, determined to not let the past define me. Since discovering Riley and Adam's betrayal, life has been a whirlwind of emotions and challenges. Never did I imagine myself caught in such a tangled web of deceit and heartache, yet here I am, navigating through the aftermath with resilience and determination. Once I shared those damning screenshots with the family, chaos ensued. Shock rippled through our once tight-knit circle, with everyone, save for my mother, standing firmly by my side. Her unexpected allegiance to Adam felt like a betrayal of its own, leaving me reeling from the sting of her betrayal. Family loyalty only stretches so far when faced with such blatant disregard for trust and respect. In the midst of the chaos, my uncle emerged as my unwavering ally. His steadfast support and empathetic understanding provided a much-needed anchor during the storm. We spent countless hours engaged in heartfelt conversations, his wisdom serving as a guiding light through the darkest moments of my ordeal. Meanwhile, Riley attempted to breach the wall of silence I had erected between us, but her efforts fell on deaf ears. The opportunity for reconciliation evaporated the moment she chose to betray my trust. Allowing her to retrieve her belongings served as the final chapter in our tumultuous saga, closing the door on any lingering hopes of reconciliation. As for my mother, her persistent attempts to sway my stance on Adam's transgressions only fueled my resolve to stand firm in my convictions. Her guilt-tripping tactics held no power over me. I had made peace with my decision to prioritize my own well-being over familial expectations. And so I stand tall amidst the wreckage of shattered relationships, my spirit unbroken by the trials I've endured. While I may have been knocked down, I refuse to remain grounded in despair. Through this ordeal, I've gained clarity on who truly stands in my corner, and that knowledge empowers me to rise above the chaos. As for those who sought to manipulate and deceive me, their games hold no sway over my future. I've reclaimed my autonomy and refuse to be ensnared in their web of deceit any longer. With my head held high and my heart fortified by newfound resilience, I forge ahead, leaving behind the shadows of the past as I step into the light of a brighter tomorrow. Standing on the precipice of this new chapter in my life, I reflect on the tumultuous journey that brought me here. It's been a whirlwind of emotions, each twist and turn shaping me into the resilient individual I am today. Severing ties with my brother and mother was a painful yet necessary step towards reclaiming my peace of mind. The realization that familial bonds do not excuse toxic behavior was a bitter pill to swallow, but one that ultimately set me free. As for Riley, she exists now only in the recesses of my memory, a fleeting shadow of a past life. Blocking her from my life was a symbolic gesture, a declaration of my commitment to self-preservation and emotional healing. Though the scars of her betrayal may linger, they serve as a reminder of my own worth and the importance of guarding my heart against those who would betray my trust. My mother's unwavering support of Adam remains a point of contention, a stark reminder of the chasm that now exists between us. While I mourn the loss of the relationship we once shared, I have come to accept that her journey towards understanding may be a path I cannot walk alongside her. Forgiveness may elude me for now, but I am learning to release the resentment that threatened to consume me, finding solace in the knowledge that I am not defined by the actions of others. With each passing day, I feel the weight of past grievances lifting from my shoulders, replaced by a sense of liberation and renewed purpose. Life unfolds before me like an unwritten symphony, each note a testament to the boundless potential that lies ahead. Armed with resilience and a newfound sense of self-assurance, I stand ready to embrace the challenges and triumphs that await me on this journey. In the grand tapestry of existence, this is but a single thread, a mere prologue to the epic tale that awaits. No, this is not the end. It is merely the prelude to a new beginning, and I eagerly await the adventures that lie beyond the horizon.